Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to be making a glide bait swim bait. I asked on Facebook, what do you want to see next? Everybody said they want to see a glide bait, so that's what we're going to be carving today. Stay tuned. I drew out this general shape, and it is going to be a 6-inch long glide bait without tail. So with the tail, it'll probably be around 7 inches. Pretty big bait. Let's go ahead and begin cutting with the coping saw. Alright, shape is cut out now. We are going to clean up some of those rough edges with a knife and try to draw some lines on this for the chamfers as well as the tail slot, because I'm going to do a feather tail, or rather a brush tail, on the back of this.
Alright, to find a center line, I do a fingertip against the side of the bait, and then I run my pencil somewhere in the middle, and then I flip it and I do the same thing on the other side. So now that will be the center of my lure. To make a glide bait work properly, you want the front end and the back end to be tapered. I've kind of already drew out where I want my joint cut to be. My joint cut will be about there. My rear hook hanger will go about there, right dead center in the middle. The front hook hanger, I want a little bit more than center on the front. Line tie will be horizontal on the front. Tail slot. And like I said, we want to make some tapers. So I'll draw out some general lines. And I can cut those out with a coping saw.
So I cut some tapers with my coping saw, but again, that's rough, not a good look. So I'll take the knife again and I will smooth that out.
Pull out the shark. Why not treat myself to a brand new blade? I deserve it. This lure deserves it. This is trouble. That wood grain looks really nice. It's going to make me not want to paint it. Looking better already.
I took a pencil and I marked out where I want my eyes to be. And I'm going to drill that out with a Forstner bit to make them recess just a little. That'll do. Now I'm going to draw out my chamfer lines, as well as I'm going to do some gill detailing on this bait. It's not the easiest wood to carve for detail, so wish me luck on that.
Chamfer lines drawn out. Let's make that first cut. The next thing I'm going to do is cut those details, but I probably won't do that on camera. I really want to concentrate and get that right. Need a new blade. Broke this one. One side done. And that'll clean up with a lot of sanding. There's a lot of sanding to do here.
Okay, chamfers and the gill carving is done. We are going to now sand the bait smooth and get ready for the tail and the body cut.
80 grit.
We're moving right along here. We've got the chamfers done. Everything is sanded down. We have to do our tail and add some weight, as well as cut the bait in half. I already marked out some holes for our hardware. Tail cut is next.
Now to cut my tail, what I like to do is find the center. And I try to make as straight a cut as possible. It's not really important if it is or not, because I'm going to go with this thicker blade. This is a carbide blade. And that'll get me a little bit wider cut, And I could sand that out a little wider with some sandpaper. One of the most common questions I get asked, if I get asked any questions, is how I turn a paintbrush into a tail for a swim bait. So this is how it goes for me. I don't know how it goes for any of you. If you have a better method, I'm sure you do, but this is what I do. I grab enough strands from the brush that I think will make a good tail. That looks like a nice amount. Cut them off. And then I fan it out between my thumb and my forefinger. I don't want it too wide, I don't want it too thin. I think that'll be good. Then I take blue painter tape, put it down the one side, wrap it up the other side. And that just acts like another hand for me, so I can put it down. Now that I have the brush tail pinched, I take a piece of packing tape, and this is very, very specific. I put it so that way there's just enough packing tape so that I can wrap the packing tape up and down to make a seat for the brush tail. So that's my third hand. And my fourth hand, I guess. And then we slot that right into the tail slot that we cut earlier. And then glue it in. That's it. Let's see if my glue and tape method will work. Getting this blue tape off is sometimes the hardest part. Looking pretty good there. So this is what our tail looks like now that it's glued in. I'm going to trim it up a little bit to make it look better with this size of a bait. And after that, we're ready for our joint cut and some hardware. Scary. Time to make the hardware. I will cut a piece of wire, bend it into this shape, clamp it into a vice grip, and then twist until I have a full loop. And we'll do a dry fit real quick. Looking good. Alright, so I've got the holes drilled and I've got some lead dry fitted. I really can't fit much more in the back half. The front end, I want it to be a little front heavy, and then I can always drill out weight if I need to. And that's the nice thing about drilling into lead. You can actually drill it out. With tungsten, it's a lot harder, and you have to be dead on accurate with your weighting
when you're using tungsten because it's impossible to drill. Alright, so I have all the weight in here, and I've covered it up with a combination of sawdust and superglue baking soda. And to test how it will sit in the water, I'll pinch it between my thumb and my forefinger, or my middle finger even, and see where the balance point is. And it's right about there. So it's not dead center of the bait, but it's right at the tallest point of the bait. And I think that'll work just fine. Do the dip. Oh yeah. Well, it's pretty cold out there, so we're not fishing anytime soon. I guess we'll test our bait in a tub instead. Sinks nose down. The tail actually floats, but that's okay. I can deal with that. I drilled out a little bit of weight from that front piece, and I'm going to replace it with some sawdust. I got plenty of it, so I might as well use it. Hard type UV resin, because the regular kind doesn't make as nice a clear coat when it's in the UV. Hard. Alright, we've got everything UV coated. We are ready to put some paint down on this. I put a poll up on my Facebook, what I should paint it. I got everything from Arctic Grayling to Emerald Shiner. I think we're going to go with a Alewife Herring pattern. I think that'll look good on this style bait. So let's try it. Okay, we're ready to start. I've got the airbrush set at about 25 psi. And we are going to start with a base coat of white all over the entire bait. Make sure you shake your paint. This is the most boring part of the paint job, I promise. I think I'm going to do one more coat of white just to make sure I have a good base all over the bait. I'd much rather have a lot of thin coats rather than one thick coat. Alright, so that is the color pattern that I'm going to try and match. I think we'll go with a gray back to simulate that green on top, and then just layer over it. I think that's a good body shape. That'll work. So this is a gray primer that I bought, and it is very easy to spray. It has good coverage and takes color over top of it very well. And we're just going to try and do this on the top only. So in my example picture, there's a little bit of pink along the belly. So I put 1 drop of this pink into my brush. And I'm going to use a weird drawer liner stencil just to give it a little texture. I don't want too much of it. I just want a hint of that pink. I'll do the same for the other side. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Next, we'll do a yellow. This is a very bright yellow. I like it a lot. In fact, I bought a whole nother jug of it because I do like it that much. So when this one is gone, I'll have a replacement. But we're going to go along that lateral line where the gray and the white meet on both sides, just to give it a background color. It's not exactly sexy shad, but it is kind of like that. You'll see. Okay. All right, so I took the bait out of the helping hands. I put a mesh over it, clamped it all down. We're going to use a white pearl paint. And this is going to go basically over the entire bait through that scale mesh, just to give me an impression of scales and some shine, which a lot of these silvery shad herring type bait fish have. Now I mentioned the top of that bait fish being a little green, so I'm going to do a shifter's color. This is bright gold brown, but really it's more of a green. And we're going to do it through the scale mesh over the top of the bait only. Now this is a black pearl. It's more of a silver, however, like a dark charcoal silver. And I'm going to put this at a very aggressive angle down the bait. Almost ready for a scale reveal. You ready? Scale reveal. I like it so far. Cool. This is a Createx Wicked Metallic Silver. It's a little bit darker than any other silver I have, and that's the only reason I use it at all. It's not easy to spray, but it turns up on the bait pretty well. That'll do. That doesn't look like it did much, but it'll show up when I clear coat. Also do a little bit here on the cheek. Check our photo. Pretty good. So the top of the head is a little bit of an olivey green color. It's a little bit darker. So I'm going to look for an olive green in my paint selection. This is a camo color. I don't actually know what color it is, but Vallejo makes it AMT4 camo green. That's looking all right. I like it. There is a little dot on that bait fish, so we're going to try and put that dot there. Wish me luck. I'm going to darken up around the eye too, just to make it a little more bold. I'm proud of this one, so we're going to sign it. All right, paint job complete. We are now ready for our clear coat. Glidebait is fully complete. I added some feathered trebles to the bottom, and I think this will be a great fish catcher. I can't wait for it to warm up to try it out. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe too if you want to see more. And thanks for watching this one.